Hello everyone, got a lovely book to share with you and it's called What's Under the Bed, and it's a finding out book actually. Looks like a storybook, doesn't it? And that's because it's illustrated rather than photographs, but it is a finding out book. And it's not just what's under the bed, it goes a long way down, deeper than that, and we get to find out a lot about our planet Earth and how the layers are made up. Right, here we go. What's under the bed? To those children looking out there, can you see? Yeah, looks like dinosaur fossil to me. Dinosaur bones. I think they're under the ground. What's under the bed? Floorboards are under there. Floorboards and dust. Did you know? There's some little facts down here. House dust is a mixture of fluff and hair and dead skin. Ugh. And tiny creatures feed on the dust. They are too small to see, but if you looked at one through a microscope, it would look like that, a little mite or a little bed bug that feed on the dust. What's under the bed and the floorboards? Have a look there, look. See all the pipe work? I think I spot a little mouse family as well. Well, wires and pipes go under the floor and behind the walls, and they carry the electric power for our lights and our heaters and the cookers, gas, which also can be for heating and cooking, and water for our taps, and they carry those into and around the house. And then the waste pipes take away waste from the toilet and the kitchen. So everything that goes down the plug hole or down the toilet is taken away in the big waste pipes. Some water pipes are wrapped to insulate them. When we insulate something, we keep it warm. We keep the temperature the same. So indeed, wires and pipes are under there. Electric wires and warm water pipes, where a mouse has made its little nest near the warm pipes. What a good idea. We're going under those pipes now, I do believe. Well, what's under the bed? The floorboards, the wires and the pipes, and the mouse nest. What's down there? Can you see? Interesting place, isn't it? Well, soil is under there, soil and plant roots, where the worms and mini beasts live. I know a lot of you in Sunshine class love mini beast hunting, don't you? Lots of those are in the soil. So if you see the tree there, can you see the roots that run underneath? They're as big as the tree above, aren't they? A tree has about as many roots underground as it has branches above ground. And plant roots grow into the soil, and as they grow down, they draw out the water and the food, the nutrients they need from the soil. And there we go. Look, soil itself is made up of little bits of rock mixed with air and water and rotten leaves. And it's a great home for many of our creatures like the centipede and the beetle grub and the earthworm. We have lots of worms, don't we, in our barky earth area. So what's under the bed? The floorboards, the waters and the pipes, the mouse nest, and the soil and roots. Where are we going next? Oh, an ant colony. Look at that. Lower in the soil. Look at all those little dens. There's a queen ant, worker ants, and drone ants. And as you can see, they make their homes underground. They dig long tunnels, and they have sleeping places, baby rooms, and rubbish dumps. So areas where they put their rubbish, areas where the babies are in like a little nursery together, where they all hatch, and an area where they sleep. Isn't that clever? A little bit like a house. So, what's under the bed? the floorboards, the wires and the pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, and the colony of ants. What comes next? Oh, this looks an interesting page. I like the look of this. There's clay under there. Clay is hiding bones and arrowheads left by people long, long ago. So clay is very sticky and it's very thick. It's not got a lot of air in it. It's very dense. So things that are held in it are held really firmly in the clay. And clay can be used for potting, can't it? Making pots. So look, we've got clay is actually a soft sort of rock that's wet and sticky. When it's hard, it can be heated in a big kiln and it can be used to make pottery. That's what the old potteries used to look like, and now we can do them like this. They're electric and such. And people used to dig clay out of the ground to make plates and cups and saucers and many things like that. And they still do. Crikey. What's under the bed? The floorboards, the wire and the pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, the colony of ants, and the clay. This looks like it's in a big city, somewhere like London. There's a tunnel under there, a dark, noisy tunnel where the underground trains thunder by. Many cities in the world have saved space by building their railways underground, and the passengers can carry along in those. And they have long moving stairs, these escalators. People come down to the trains and then go up to life in the city above. Oh, we're going deeper and deeper down. Oh, where under the bed? What's under there? The floorboards, the wires and pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, the colony of ants, the clay, and that noisy tunnel. Look, I think lots of you might like this. Oh, what can you see? What's that? It's a dinosaur under there. A dinosaur fossil that's been buried between layers of stone. So all the flesh and the skin of the dinosaur has all died back, but his strong bones, like you've got strong bones, they don't rot away so easily, and they've been held in that soil. Can you see what it is here? Look, many, many thousands and millions of years ago, the dinosaur died, and then over time, lots of soil and rock builds up over it, and it becomes a fossil. And they're the hard remains of the dead animals or plants, and they're squashed together with gravel and sand, and they become into stone. So the bones become stone themselves. Sometimes, if you're really lucky, especially at seaside, you might find a fossil in a stone like that. So what's under the bed? The floorboards, the wires and the pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, the colony of ants, the clay, the noisy tunnel, and the dinosaur fossil. What's beyond that? Oh, a secret cave is under there. A cave with prehistoric paintings on the walls. Wow, look at those paintings that were done thousands and millions of years ago. Not with paints, but with stones and rocks under the ground. Here's the people that might have done it. Prehistoric people lived thousands of years ago, and they often lived in caves for shelter, and they painted pictures on the walls of the animals that they hunted. You see the cattle there that they've hunted for their food. Can you see in this cave there's pointy, they look like rocks, don't they, hanging from the ceiling, and then some coming up from the floor. They're made by water drip, drip, dripping and leaving little bits of stone behind. And these are stalactites, and these are stalagmites. Wow. And a cave's made Can you see on this picture here? A cave is made when the soft stone is worn away by an underground river. That can be worn into the stone like that. So what's under the bed? The floorboards, the wires and the pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, the colony of ants, the clay, the noisy tunnel, the dinosaur fossil and the secret cave. Oh gosh, that looks dark, doesn't it? Well, our coal mine is under there, an old coal mine where rusty machines lie in the dark and fern fossils can be found. People used to go underground to get out the coal, which people would burn for their fires. It can be used to make electricity as well, but it was a very, very dangerous thing. Look, can you see they build tunnels like that and people would go down in mine shafts and then they'd work to chop out and cut out the coal and bring it back up to the surface. Very dangerous work, very dark. The miners often used to have helmets with a light on the front, which would be their only light when they were down underground. Can you see? Just like that, look. So they've got a helmet to protect them, but also to give them light as well, so they can see where they're going. What's under the bed? The floorboards, the wires and the pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, the colony of ants, the clay, the noisy tunnel, the dinosaur fossil, the secret cave and the coal mine. Oh, this looks sparkly, doesn't it? Oh, that looks rather exciting to find. Crystals and precious metals are under there. Quartz and emeralds sparkle amongst the silver and gold. Wow, look at these precious stones here, look. The sapphire's blue, the emerald is green. Oh, that's another green stone there. What's this one here? A yellow topaz and a purple amethyst. And a ruby. Can you see the very red stone, the rubies inside that precious necklace? So deep underground, hard rock became so hot that it melts. And sometimes gold and silver and crystals are left behind. So the further we're getting under the ground, under the earth, the hotter it gets. Did you know that? Wow. What's under the bed? The floorboards, the wires and the pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, the colony of ants, the clay, the noisy tunnel, the dinosaur fossil, the secret cave, the coal mine, the crystals and the precious metals. What's underneath? This red hotness is called magma. And magma's under there and it's molten rock that's like a liquid. It's much hotter even than boiling jam. It's so hot, this heat, that it actually melts rock. The rock becomes a liquid. So hot. And you can see, look, here, the inside of a volcano, look, where the magma is there underground, that sea of molten rock. And then sometimes they're able to burst its way through in the cracks in the earth's surface, and that's a volcano. Sometimes it comes through and there's an eruption and it comes out as lava at the top. But that's actually the magma's coming really from deep inside the earth. Ooh, what's under the bed? The floorboards, the wires and the pipes, the mouse nest, the soil, the roots, the colony of ants, the clay, the noisy tunnel, the dinosaur fossils, the secret cave, the coal mine, the crystals and the precious metals, and the magma. Ooh, they look like they're floating in something. Well, the very centre of the earth is there. And it's a liquid metal, hotter than you could imagine. And it's all wrapped around a hard ball of iron and nickel. They are two types of precious metal. So the ball of iron and nickel sits at the centre of the earth. Can you see that middle of that peach? It's a peach stone. if you imagine if you cut in half a peach, if you cut inside an apple where the pips are, there's a solid ball of iron and nickel, and the whole of the world is built up around it. Wow! So the centre of the earth, magma, precious metals and crystals, a coal mine, a secret cave, a dinosaur fossil, a noisy tunnel, clay, an ant colony, roots, soil, a mouse nest, pipes and wires, and floorboards are what? Under the bed. Right down there. And if we have a look at this amazing picture here, look, it starts with the bedroom. What's under the bed? And we go down to where the tree and where the wires and pipes are, down through the soil, down through the clay, where the tunnel might be, dinosaurs and fossils in the clay. Sorry, actually, it was after the clay, wasn't it? Then where a cave might be underground, to the coal that the coal miners find, to the layers of crystals and gems, to the red hot magma, and the liquid metal around the centre of the earth where the iron and nickel are. Isn't that amazing? So inside the sphere of the earth, there's many layers. So if you chop an apple in half today or something, think of all those layers that there could be. Maybe if you're using an onion in cooking, you could peel off the layers, and each of those layers could be a part of going to the centre of the earth. Isn't it amazing that there's so much going on beneath us? You wouldn't think of it sometimes, would you? So there you go. I think it's got a couple of activities here. Let's see what it says at the back. Whoops, it's got some special words. And then it says, oh, you can make some precious jewels of your own. It says you will need a little bit of clay, some paints, some glue and some glitter and some string. And you have to shape your clay into jewel shapes with lots of flat sides. Then pierce a hole in the top of each shape and paint them bright colours and leave them to dry. Cover them with glue and roll them in glitter. And then string them all together to make a necklace. Maybe. It says, why don't you take a spoonful of soil from your garden, and if you've got a magnifying glass, look really close and see what you can find in the soil. What's it made of? Don't forget to wash your hands when you've finished. Anyway, have fun. I hope you enjoyed that, finding out about what's under the bed that goes down to the centre of the earth. Take care. See you soon.